Welcome to our custom space.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Custom Carving and Epoxy UK. And in this video, I bought a mould from one of my daughters for Christmas. So I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm guessing it's some sort of jar mould from Temu. It looks like it fits like that. I've got no idea how much resin this is going to take either, but I want to do it quite simply with a couple of different techniques, because I think these always turn out better when they're almost clear with just a little bit of something about them. So I've just mixed up 6 ounces of resin and put it through the debubbler. In this pot, I've just put a tiny bit of that resin, and this is just going to be for the lid. And I've got some, I believe it's a gold sort of iridescent powder. That's the pink one. Now that's either gold or it's blue. It's hard to tell. I think it's a golden blue actually, that one. So I need to try and find if I've got a pure gold one. Because it came in a kit from Temu, but annoyingly, in that kit, there is no labels. So I think the one I've got is mainly gold. The ones that I left in there, I can't see too much of a colour. So I'm going to go with this one. Doesn't really matter if it's a slightly different colour anyway. And all I'm going to do is mix in 1 scoop of this hopefully gold iridescent powder. And this is where we're going to find out it's a completely different colour, and it's going to ruin everything that I was going to try and do. But we will see. So this is just gonna really, I think, be for the lid part, and luckily I think it is gold. So if you see there, slightly golden iridescent white, which is what I wanted. And I've got these 3 different almost transparent well, they are transparent pigments. So I've got honey yellow, I've got I think this one's apricot, yep, so that should be slightly darker. And then I've got raspberry, which is more of a pinky red. So I'm going to use that for the base, and then hopefully just have those colours gently transition through. Now, if you look, there's almost like a stopper bit there, which I want to be primarily clear. And this is where I think, unless I pour it at an angle, I'm going to get an air bubble. So I'm just going to fill that first. Again, I've not waited for this resin to get to a particular temperature or anything like that. And as I say, I haven't got a clue how much resin this is actually going to take. I'm guessing that it's going to be more than the 6 ounces that I've mixed, but I'm trying to do it gently, like so. And then I want to mix some of this clear with a little bit of that honey colour. And I'm not going to thoroughly mix it, but I'm just going to put a couple of drops in and give it a bit of a stir. So this is honey yellow, I think they call it. And I'm hoping to get a bit of a, not a marbling effect, but an effect where I've just got a little bit of that intermixing with each other in this mould to see what we get. So there you can see, and all I'm doing is giving it a little swirl around like that. And that's it. I don't want it to be fully mixed. Then I'm going to add some of this straight into that lid, and then add a bit more clear. And I don't know if this is going to work, if it's going to give me any kind of effect or not, but I almost want a transparent sort of marbling effect from layering it like this. And there we go. So this should be the last of that sort of honey yellow. And as you can see, I just want it to really, I suppose, tint the resin. I don't want it to be fully coloured. I just want that little bit of tint coming through. And then what I'm going to do is add 1 more drop directly in there. Just want to make sure it's almost full to the brim. So there we go. I think the lid on its own is taking up about 3 ounces, guys, of resin. So if anyone's got this mould at home and you're wondering how much, just the lid takes 3 ounces, so I'm probably going to need more. So again, I'm just going to do 1 drop straight in there and 1 drop there. And then I'm going to use my stick to just swirl through it. And going all the way in and back out. And hopefully that's just going to create a cool little effect. I can already see a couple of bubbles as well trapped under here. So I'm going to try and loosen any bubbles that might be under here You're probably always going to get a few with a mould like this, but if you can ease them out with your silicone tool, you're better off doing it now. So there we go. I think that's my lid pretty much done. Now for the base, and I'm going to start it off again with that honey, because don't forget the base of this is going to be the top. So again, I'm just going to pour a little bit straight on to there so it can be flowing down. And then I'm going to put a couple of drops, one on this edge, one on this edge. So I've almost got like 6 drops going around just there. Then I'm going to add a little bit more of this clear, like so. And then I want a little bit of this gold mixture that I've just done. And I'm going to put a tiny bit into this lid as well. And I'm going to swirl it around just a little bit in here in a second. Just see if I can get some cool effects with it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be quite mixed so that most of it still comes through. Hopefully it's transparent. But again, I want to have a bit of movement in it. So I'm just going to move this around. Swirling it through the rest of the resin, hopefully giving me a little bit of depth in there as well, and I like the look of that. Same with this, I know there's a bit of resin on there, so I can just move it around in that kind of design. Now I'm going to put another 6 drops on. And then go in with a bit more clear. Now I'm going to add a little bit more gold. And then try and start to transition to that sort of honey colour. And again, I don't know if this is going to create any kind of cool effect or not. It's the first time I've used the mould, and it's the first time I've tried doing anything like this, if I'm being honest. So this should be a slightly darker colour. And it is very dark, actually. I'm going to add some more honey to that. I didn't realise the apricot would turn out to be quite so dark. So it can have a couple of drops of this around it as well. Then I'm going to pour in the rest of my clear. And I am going to have to mix up some more resin. I can tell that already because it's not even really halfway full, I don't think. So I'm just going to mix up another, what was this? This was 6 ounces. So I'm going to mix up another 6. And I think we should be about there then. So again, I'm just going to pour the rest of this in as well. And then put a couple of more drops of colour in. Is that the raspberry? That's still the apricot. Not a massive fan of that apricot. To be honest, it's almost a darky browny colour. But again, we'll see what it looks like when it's all cured up. You never know what it's going to look like until it's cured. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit more resin and then I'll be straight back. Hi guys, back, and I've mixed up about another 6 ounces worth. I don't think I'll need it all though, but again, just going to go in with clear first of all, which can hopefully move all of those to the side. And then for what I think is going to be sort of the final layer. So we've got some mixed sort of yellowy golden colours there. I'm just banging it around, as you can see, to try and get rid of any bubbles. But I'm going to use this iridescent powder, which has a slight pink tinge to it. Again, in a pot with a little bit of resin, like so. Again, I won't need a lot, but just enough to hopefully give me enough to give it a slight pink tinge on the base, because I just think those colours will go well together when they're mixed up. There we go, and you can see that iridescent powder already. It's a very different colour, and you can probably see it in the air. So there we go. Make sure you're wearing a respirator whenever you work with any micas or any iridescent powders or anything like that. So this is really pink. So what I'm going to do now is add a few drops of the raspberry to this, which hopefully will go well with this. So I'm just going to go in probably 6 again, 6 or 8, like so. And I think this will be the final layer, to be honest. So it's just giving it a different colour of that iridescence, hopefully for the base layer, like so. And then again in with some clear, hopefully pushing it all to the sides. And I think we're pretty much full. So again, I'm going to add a little bit in the centre there. In fact, it has domed, so we are full. So that is going to be the last drop. And then all I'm going to do with these bits is just bring them in. That pigment, as you can see, into the centre. Keep on bringing it in, which it will do naturally anyway, hopefully. And then just swirl it around a bit. And this should give us quite a different base. And then I'm going to swirl it back the other way. A lot of swirling going off. And I'm just really trying to blend it in so we get those different colours in the centre. And again, I don't know what this is going to turn out like, but it's going to be interesting to see. And as I say, it was a Christmas present from one of my daughters, so I just wanted to see what it will look like if I do it in this kind of effect. And I can't even give it a name. It's that sort of higgledy-piggledy, I suppose, using different transparent inks and different iridescent powders to see what effects I get, if any. And hopefully we'll still get a pretty cool looking design. And now it's a case of whatever the resin wants to do, it'll do. But again, I just thought it'd be interesting to see. I've got the gold iridescent powder in the lid. I've got some pink and some gold in there in different layers, which looks really interesting at the side. So providing it cures, hopefully I'll get a cool effect. Now this is just a dragon egg that I've been using as a drip mold. And I think I'm pretty much going to fill it this time. So here goes. I'm going to put some raspberry straight in there with some clear, like so. Then add some more of this iridescence, swirl it round, add some more clear. And I think I'm going to fill this egg, so it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like when it's done. It's had Petri effect in it, it's now had this and these iridescent powders in it, so it's going to be really interesting to see what this egg actually comes out like actually. It's either going to look really cool or it'll look horrific. Again, just mixing those down and around. So hopefully they're going to give it a bit of depth of colour in between those mainly clear ink. Add a little bit more. And then I think for the final layer of this egg, I want it to be quite dark. So I'm just going to add the rest of this iridescent in because it'd be a shame to waste it. And then again, just going in through the center, mixing it around, creating a bit of a swirly effect. And I've still got about 0.5 centimetre in there, which I'm going to fill with black and glitter. So hopefully we'll get to demold all of these together tomorrow and see if any of them have worked out or not. So again, I've just added some black pigment to the rest of my resin that I've got left. And then I'm going to add some of the silver laser glitter to that. I'm just going to pour it directly on top of this clear. And it might create, again, an interesting effect, but if not, this is only a spare drip mold, so I'm not overly concerned if it doesn't fully work out. But as you can see, just mixing all of that together, so we've got that black sort of glitteriness, and then I'm just going to fill this dragon egg up with it and see what effects, if any, we get. And I think that is pretty much full. Might add just one more drop in the center. And again, see what happens. This one can have another drop in the center as well. Now it is already domed, this as well, so I'm just conscious that I can't put too much in. But there we go, just a fun, quick little project to see what this mold looks like primarily. So let me know in comments if you think I'm going to get a cool design or if you think it's going to be a horrific mess. So let me know, and I'll see you guys in the morning for demold. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well, and it is time for demold. So I'm excited for this. Gonna do the dragon egg, just because I've been filling this for a little while with different layers, and I'm hoping it's going to have an amazing effect. Now, if you've not demolded these dragon eggs before, they're not the easiest. So you just need to sort of loosen the silicone around the sides, like so, and then just pull back, and then usually they pop out, hopefully. I'm already seeing some effects I like, so that's good. Wow. That has come out so cool. There's just that little tiny bit of transparency there in between those layers. And then look at that wispy Petri effect, which is really, really cool just inside that egg. I don't know where the purple came from. I think that might have been the mix of the raspberry and the honey from yesterday. But yeah, really, really cool. I'm happy with that. It's like a window into a little world in that egg. So I'm sure the dragons will be happy protecting that. So that first one, I think, is a success. I love the layers. Absolutely love the layers on that. So that's worked out really well. Next, I'm going to do the lid for this. I think it's a candy jar. I've done a bit of research online, and I think it's a candy jar. Again, never demolded one, so I think I just need to loosen the edge. And I'm hoping that the lid's intact. And I'm hoping I haven't got any bubbles, so we'll find out in a second. So there we go, that is that lid. And again, it's come out a nice yellow colour, with a little bit clearer there, because I poured in the clear before I poured in those colours. So I'm happy with that. That looks pretty cool. And now for the jar piece. And I'm hoping to have some really cool effects in this, just by mixing up those different pigment colours. And again, I've not demolded it before, but I'm guessing the easiest way is just to grab it and pull. He says. Again, trying to be a little bit cautious because I don't want to ruin the shape. There we go, it's coming now. So I'm just going to straight away put that back the right way round so I don't ruin it if I want to make this piece again. I'm not convinced at the minute because, as I say, it's not one I would have picked for myself, but it was a Christmas present, so you've got to try these things. So there we go, the mould's back and it's intact. So let's have a look. And again, it's created quite a cool little effect. Just those different semi-transparent colours. This is where the raspberry, I think, is mixed with the gold and made sort of a deep dark brown. Or it could even be that apricot. But yeah, I'm liking it. And this fits perfectly as a little jar. So there we go. If ever you wonder what these candy jars look like, this is what they look like. I'll be tempted to do one of these just in clear with a bit of glitter as well to see what it looks like. But I do like the colours on that. So let me know what you think in comments, guys. I think it's been a successful demold. I really like the lid on it, to be fair. It's probably my favourite part. Oops, he says, throwing the lid off. But yeah, I quite like that. Lovely smooth interior. Got a little bit of a pattern on the bottom as well. So yeah, quite happy with that. A little bit overfilled, so I need to trim that off. But there you have it, a little candy jar. But I think for me, the drip dragon egg is the star of the show. So let me know what you think in comments. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And don't forget, like and subscribe. And memberships are open. So if you want to join the channel memberships, basically gives you early access to all of the content, as well as a few other perks. We've just done the first prize draw. And I love that. I absolutely love that centre. I'm going to do that again, I think. But no, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, like and subscribe.
Welcome to our custom space where dreams take flight. A positive visions coming to life. It's a perfect sight. We born together, blooming three, resin family. Testing my God's new creations. We set the free. Join our journey, like and subscribe. This is our place. Ocean seas to dragons and blooms. We carve with grace. Welcome to custom carving, where dreams come true. Epoxy magic flowing just for me and you. Masterpieces rising, crafted with our hands.